Took a little trip up to my friend Trace's place in Brilliant, Alabama, and he picked something fresh out of his garden for us to make. It's green tomato time. I'm here with Trace Barnett, aka the Bitter Socialite.
That's right, yeah. And we're not bitter today, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're happy. We're happy today.
Very happy. And I have a green drink to match what we're about to do.
That's right. That's right. So what we are going to do here is, you're going to do some fried green tomatoes for us today. So
we are, yeah. We're going to make some fried green tomatoes, and you know, fried green tomatoes is like one of the old Southern staples. But I throw in a few extra little things in there, nothing major, just a few fresh herbs. I like to throw in another secret ingredient into my batter that makes them really extra light and crispy. So, you know, it's my own spin on a fried green tomato. And if you're like me, who, you know, my tomato garden got a blight, so then you're left with a surplus of these great green tomatoes. So why not make fried green tomatoes?
That's right. When life hands you green tomatoes, you
make green tomatoes, yeah.
So what are we going to start with? So, I guess we'll start slicing some.
Yeah, let's start slicing some tomatoes. And as you can see here, I love, this size here is perfect for fried green tomatoes. So, you know, they come in all different sizes. And of course, like this one here, if I was going to, you know, all of my tomatoes were this size, I would just slice them thin and then kind of fry them up like you do squash. But I love to find these that are huge, a really good, good bite here. And you know, they're easier to kind of dip in our batter and then fry up. They're easier to handle. I like to cut these in like 1/4 of an inch slices, so that when you're frying them, it's gonna give them a nice little kind of bite that you want from the green tomato, and it's also gonna have that meaty interior that you really want. So, you know, just cut them 1/4 of an inch. And like I said, use a serrated knife because serrated knives really cut, he's already messing up over there. Really cuts through the skin and the meat of the green tomato really well. Did you slice your finger off over there?
You can tell my technique is not.
I should have upped my homeowner's policy before he came. But of course the serrated knife cuts through the skin, through the meat of the tomato, and it doesn't, if you use a regular knife there, I don't want to see no blood over there. But as you can see, look at how pretty that is. That's the best ever. And I love, like, this is a smaller green tomato, but these that have this little bit of color to them I think are really fun too, because when you bite into them, they're still going to have, I'll show you, they have that pretty little yellow interior to them, which I think is really nice. And like, you know, of course, when you're getting down to the bottom, don't slice your finger off. We'll feed those to the chickens later.
Don't like me,
luckily, I've not had a knife incident yet, but you know, usually I try to minimize to like one drink. I just start drinking when you can start cutting. So, okay.
Hand you these, I guess.
Yeah, bring them on over here.
You may not want this one though, because I like that's one.
They work.
They're before I cut myself.
Right. Yeah, we don't want.
I may let you cut that one.
The one that has your, one that has your DNA on it.
Yeah. It'll all fry up away.
It will, yeah. And you know, there's nothing better in the summer than a fried green tomato. So we're going to throw together our batter here.
Okay.
And we're just going to start with some all-purpose flour.
Okay.
You want like roughly 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and all of this, the measurements are really going to depend on how many tomatoes you're actually frying up. So, you know, adjust that as needed. To that, we're going to add some cornmeal, and I love to use yellow cornmeal. Especially a good stone ground cornmeal, because I really like that cornmeal texture and the batter itself.
Gotcha.
So to that, we're going to add a little bit of panko, and I love, this is completely optional. Little crunch, a little, you know, extra texture there, and that's, like I said, completely optional, and I had it on hand. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have even added it in there. And this is a secret ingredient. This is cornstarch. And I love to add cornstarch to anything that I'm frying. Fried chicken, fried green tomatoes, fried squash, fried okra. I love to add just like a teaspoon, couple teaspoons to my dry mix here. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it real light, crisp, and just that airy, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me describe this. That airy, pillowy. Yeah, that's good. I like it, pillowy. To that, we're just going to add some sea salt.
Sea salt. You gotta love sea salt.
You gotta love some sea salt, and then just some black pepper. And over there you have some fresh thyme that I just ran out and picked for us.
Sweet.
And we're not going to worry about chopping it at all. If you would, just grab a stem here and just kind of pull the leaves off and put it directly in that batter. And I love, like, oh, wrong way, party foul.
Yes, yeah.
Party foul there.
So,
and thyme is one of those little things where you kind of feel like the Keebler elf, where you're just like pulling all the little leaves off, and then, you know, and you can just go right off. That's the quickest way. And you know, usually if a recipe calls for thyme, you know, you have to chop it and all that stuff. But I like to leave it whole when I'm doing like it in a batter or say like a cornbread or something, because I like to see it in the batter, and you know, you really just want it to disperse and have that little bit of flavor there. So we're gonna toss that around a little bit. When you're making this kind of batter here, you can add in anything you want. You can add in a little bit of like red chili flakes, you can add in a little chili powder, you can add in like grated Parmesan. So you can really spice this up to whatever you want to do with it.
Bacon, you can put
bacon. You could put, you know, put bacon. You could put unicorn dust in there. You could put anything really you want.